This episode of the Restoration Today podcast is brought to you by Liftify and Prism Specialties. Prism Specialties proudly provides a robust range of specialty restoration services to those affected by a disaster and other unforeseen damages. Whether it's residential or commercial, Prism Specialties delivers effective restoration solutions to help contractors, adjusters, and the insured. With expertise in restoring electronics, art, documents, and textiles. This includes items like kitchen appliances, computers, works on paper, sculptures, leather goods, shoes, industrial machinery, and more. What many companies don't specialize in or may consider a total loss, Prism can restore. To learn more, visit prismspecialties.com. This episode is also brought to you by Liftify. What would happen if your company showed up at the top of Google every time someone was looking for a restoration company in your area? Your business would grow dramatically. Driving more online reviews is the best way to show up on Google and get more leads. Our partners at Liftify make it simple and easy for you to get more reviews from your customers than you ever thought possible. Visit liftify.com to learn more and schedule a demo. Hey there, restorers. Thanks for checking out another episode of the Restoration Today podcast. Today, I am excited to be talking about golf. It's something brand new that we've never talked about in the podcast. I am joined by Pete Lyons. He is with the Restoration Golf League. He has helped develop this into something that started as kind of like a localized idea, I think, near him in Southern California, and it has exploded to be a nationwide kind of movement with chapters everywhere, and there's memberships and lots of ways for the entire industry to get involved in your local area with golf tournaments, meet fellow restorers, all of that. So Pete, thank you very much for joining me. I'm just going to toss it over to you to have you introduce yourself and share a little bit about your background in the industry, and then as well as kind of the evolution of the league.
Yes, Pete Lyons, co-founder of the Restoration Golf League. This is my side gig in which is actually a full-time job for my wife and I and other individuals in the association, but got introduced to the insurance restoration world, the restores, in 2005 when I started to work with an abatement contractor. Spent about 8 years doing that with two different companies. Had an opportunity from one of my environmental consultants that I worked heavily with. He was like, "Hey, why don't you, would you be interested in coming to the consulting side?" I was like, "Yeah, is there any money to be made in the consulting world?" He's like, "Trust me, you'll like it, you'll love it." And so worked for that company for about 4 years, and then it became the entrepreneurial itch of, can I do this bigger, better, make more money for myself, yada yada yada. Yep. And at 38 years old, with 3 kids, house payment, and decided to go, let's do this on our own. Haven't regretted it for a day. Now it was actually March 1st, 2016, we opened our doors for our own environmental consulting firm. So today we have an office in Southern California and one in Northern California. So that kind of gives you the real quick how I am involved in the restoration world, because people always think I'm out cruising around the country now talking golf, and they think I'm like this PGA pro, or I'm on the tour. It's like, nope, not at all. We're talking golf, and it's called the Restoration Golf League, because it had to be tied to something. Yep. Why not be the industry that we're in, which is one of the greatest ones in the country. So that's kind of how I work with restorers or insurance companies, just anybody and everybody that's associated with us. I always tell people I didn't ever wake up one day and go, I want to do asbestos and lead work. But and I would say for a lot of people in our world, I want to dry buildings. No. But we have found that in the insurance restoration world, it's not only now recession proof, it's pandemic proof. Yep. And it's just getting worse. I mean, we were talking earlier about, how, California is under more water than we've seen in my lifetime. So, but that's kind of how that happened. And then obviously COVID happened. Mm-hmm. And living in LA County was one of the most stringent of all counties. Yep. Restaurants and they went out of business because it wasn't even, they couldn't do anything. It got a little, obviously months into it, they figured it out. Well, offices were not allowing people to go in. I mean, so from a marketing standpoint, it was, how do we stay relevant in an ever-changing environment?
Yep.
And stay in front of our clients, because they still need to see us. They still need to, be able to touch and feel us. We can't go to your office. We can't have lunch. The one thing we were allowed to do, which actually in the area was great because we live in Southern California, so was golf. So
Yep.
Ideas started rolling, okay, how do we do this? So one of our guys, the co-founder, Jonathan Freed, he golfs in a men's league on the weekends. He's very active. This is his thing. He loves to golf. I love golf, just trying to find time to do it. It's just, it becomes problematic. So he's like, you know what? I think I'm just going to do this with a group of my clients. So, okay, it's a good idea. So I'm looking at my other two sales reps. I said, well, I have two other sales reps. Why don't we do one each? You have this territory, you have this territory, you have this territory. Then it just started going, well, that would have been a ResCon golf league. Fun, cool. But now the snowball starts rolling.
Yep.
Why don't we do this as an industry thing? AKA Restoration Golf League. So that is the real quick. So then we turn in. So then we're asking our direct competitors, like, look, this is for everybody. This isn't for just this. You're going to see it come out from us, but Restoration, it's not. You don't see my logo, and we try our very best to not cross those lines. Like, obviously when my guys are out playing golf in the league, they're repping ResCon Environmental. That's just because it's a networking. But so I invited my direct competitors, said, look, you guys are more than welcome to come and join us and do this. So it started locally in Southern California. We started having people come in from San Diego, fly in from the Bay Area to play. And then things are going, can we have a league in the Bay Area? I don't see why not, okay. Can we start one in San Diego? Okay. Everybody likes, because we're still all locked down.
Yeah.
Well, nobody, everybody can't do anything. So they started doing this.
Yep.
And then I'll never forget. So we're posting everything on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is our avenue because it's a business networking group. So LinkedIn, we do Facebook, we do Instagram, but LinkedIn is the place. So we're posting. Jonathan gets a message from Dave Foreman. He now works for one of the large extreme team surf pros. At the time, he wasn't. And he's like, and he's in Chicago. He's like, I have about 18 guys that come out and golf on a regular basis during the springtime, but I don't really want to do any of the legwork. And then, he's like, I'll coordinate the course. I'll get, keep the guys coming or the golfers coming. But I don't want to do contracts with the courses. I don't want to do the payments. I don't want to do any of this, but I love what you guys are doing branding wise. And so, that's what, so we're like, okay, why not? Let's do Chicago. So it just started, snowballing from there. We had one of our really good clients, Alliance Environmental. They have an office in Phoenix. And so from there, they're like, well, why don't we start one in Phoenix through that? And then from Phoenix, one of the guys that used, Jason Todd, who works for Blue Sky, was in Phoenix. Well, he moved back home to Boston. Well, I happen to be, because his LinkedIn, I do a lot of LinkedIn stalking whenever we're doing when we start doing no events, I look at, all of the people that are playing golf and, and then I start sending connections to his thing still said Phoenix, and we were doing a Phoenix event and I shot him a message. He's like, oh, I just haven't had time to change it. I'm in Boston actually, but I actually looked up and there's not a golf league in Boston. He's like, why not? And I'm like, because I don't have you there. And, so the following season, he started. So last year we started our first season with him out here. So you can kind of see where.
How many different regions do you have, or how many different leagues across the country do you have now?
So as of right now, there's 12.
That's a lot.
So there'll be 12 active once the Florida leagues actually start. We call them active because we're fully marketing them. We have events set. So our first event in South Florida, we kind of pushed some of the events. We were already supposed to, like I was supposed to be in South Florida yesterday for their original first one, but their industry golf tournament isn't until the 27th. So we pushed theirs into May again to promote the membership there. And same thing with Tampa. Tampa was supposed to be on the 4th on April 5th. The Tampa Bay Claims Association golf tournament is the 14th. So we just, strategically, why not do a T-Box sponsorship under the golf league? The people that are members now, they come and work the booth as their own company, but they're representing the golf league at the booth to kind of promote that. So yeah, so we have San Diego, Southern California, a Northern LA Ventura County one, the Bay Area, and Sacramento. So there's 5 in California, Las Vegas, Phoenix, Chicago, Southern Wisconsin, New England, and then the 3 that will launch in. So we'll have Tampa, Orlando, and South Florida.
That is quite. So how many events did you maybe do last year, and how many events do you anticipate that you're going to have this year?
So each and every league kind of runs differently because of golf season in each one of them. So let's take Southern California. We run a schedule about every 6 weeks.
Okay.
Because what we want to do is you get paired. Yeah, it's I'll kind of give you the format of why it's a little different, because people think, okay, it's a golf tournament. It's a golf outing. I would rather call it an outing. There are places we do first, second, third. Sometimes we do, your top on the par 3s. We'll do different formats so that we give out prizes. Sometimes it's cash. Right now we've a couple of partnerships with Subtle Patriot. They do golf bags and different types of bags. So we first place in the last few tournaments have been getting a brand new golf bag of their choosing. Or if they don't want the golf bag, it'll be, okay, pick out 2 Bad Birdie type or Sunday Swagger or those type of golf shirts. Give them to me, 2 of them, we'll order them, and then we'll get them logoed on the sleeve. We'll usually put them on the sleeve so that they can then put their company logo on the shirts if they choose to. So we're trying to do different things that way. But the beauty is you play your own. You're only responsible for yourself. You don't have to bring a foursome. Now we do promote needing to. Only way this grows is you bring a guest.
Yeah.
But the guest isn't meant for you to have to market that guest. That guest is to be a new member of the golf league. So they should like to golf, not necessarily good at golf, but like to golf. And they're looking to grow their network within the insurance restoration world. Okay. And it's very broad. That's a very broad statement, because what's associated with the insurance restoration world? Well, obviously we know restorers, water mitigation, remediation companies, environmental consultants, pack out companies, but let's take it to the next level. Okay. It could be facility managers. It could be property managers. It could be your business banker. It could be your fleet manager at the local Ford or Chevy that deals with vehicles. It could be a life insurance or financial planner. One of the guys that hit us up to help start the league in Orlando, Mason McBroom, he used to work for BMS Cat.
Okay.
Then went to go work at Northwestern Mutual. And he's like, well, I know this industry. I why not market that? And if I like to golf. So it's a very broad So it really is, again, two things. I like to golf and I want to grow my professional network surrounding the restoration industry. So it was like, well, it's the restoration. Well, I had to name it something. It had to be named something. So the way the format works is you come, we have usually a block of tee times, depending on the number of golfers. So if we have 24 golfers, 6 tee times. So usually it's about an hour and 10 minutes between the first tee time and the second and the last tee time. Now we have bigger groups, like sometimes in San Diego, we have 44 golfers. So now you have a 2-hour, gap. So what I always recommend to people, if you want to meet and mingle, come before all the tee times. If you're in that later one, then plan to hang out after. But if you don't want to, you want to come and golf and play with those 3 golfers and take off after, there is no commitment at all for that. So it truly is golf. And a lot of people go, well, I'm not good at it. We have every range of golfer. We have two gentlemen right now that are actually trying to qualify for Q school for the PGA, all the way up to guys that or golfers that have picked up a brand new set of clubs just to come give it a whirl, and then everywhere in between there. So Southern California, we play every 6 weeks. So we'll usually starting around 8, we'll do a like a kickoff planning. What we implemented this year was a planning meeting, just to get everybody, so that we talk about dates, so we try to calendar out what industry events are going on. So because we don't want to compete against industry events, we want to take part in industry events. So we kind of look at the calendar of, okay, here's what we're looking at. When is Sacramento Claims? Okay, it's this. We're not competing with them, or all of those things. So we sit down and then we calendar out every 6 weeks. Now, Phoenix is the same way, which is people laugh because they say, Phoenix, you actually play golf all year long. I didn't think they would. The first season, we didn't play in the summer. The second season is, why aren't we playing in the summer? We can play the really, really nice courses at a fraction of the cost. But we tee off at 6 a.m. So you're done by 10. You have a full day. You can go to work for the full day. Chicago and New England present a unique situation, or anywhere where there's snow. So it literally is when the snow thaws. We're on and they play every 4 weeks because they want to get the most golf in, because they're limited on that. The last 2 years, so all of that, so we'll do first, second, and third places. We've done a culmination. It's kind of, which as this gets bigger and bigger, it's going to turn into like a conference. We call it the RGL finale. It's been in Vegas the last 2 years. The first year we rented out, got a block of rooms. We did a Top Golf mixer the Friday night. We got buses to take everybody from the hotel on Saturday to the golf course to make sure everybody got to the golf course. It turned into a real big thing that, when we got home, my wife and I, because I'm the idea one in our family or in our world. I don't ever think about the ramifications of those ideas. So the muscle behind Peter Lyons is my wife, Shara, who runs, she's like, oh, we're really doing that. I'm like, yeah, why not? It's so much easier said than done. So we looked at each other and said, we'll never do this Vegas thing again. Never, ever, ever, ever again. Well, lo and behold, we do it the second year. Little different format. We didn't because again, why not have a block of rooms? Well, the conference world and the hospitality world is not very forgiving.
No, if you don't make the numbers.
I'm like, everybody loved the idea of Vegas, but when it came down to actually committing to go to Vegas, it was a very stressful part of our very first season. It was a great idea, but the financial implications on that was daunting, to say the least.
Yeah.
So that was part of why we said, no, we're not going to do this ever again. So we changed it up, but everybody that has ever taken part in the finale you can't get rid of it. This is ingrained in what the Restoration Golf League is now. So we'll do it. It just, we're toying with how it's going to look, and especially with now 12 leagues that span the coasts. How do we do that to incorporate the bigger numbers? Because again, this is a networking organization. How do we, and a lot of us do catastrophe work or national work, or have a national audience. How do we make that work? Kind of like RIA, they bounce different places. PLRB, they bounce different places. So it's kind of why, Restoration Golf League, why, and this is kind of why, we're open to working with, the associations. Like, how do we possibly piggyback on something like that, than to have our finale or something a year-end thing like that that would piggyback on one of the associations? Because again, we don't have to pick one. We're
neutral.
We're all inclusive. Like, hey, everybody come. Like, we want to be a part of all of them, if possible. Because at the end of the day, like, if we want to go to the Restoration Industry Association Golf Tournament, or we want to do one at PLRB, this is a membership organization.
Mm-hmm.
If the members, if they want to run the booth at a conference and talk about golf and promote their own business, that is the end goal. If we can do that, I can't do all of them. That just, again, I have a day job.
So this is a good segue with associations. Talk about the AGA golf outing, because I know that you are involved in that. So talk about the relationship there and what that's all about.
Right. So we were, again, because Restoration Industry Association, Restoration Golf League, they are having their first annual golf tournament at the AGA. And so we were reached out to as like, would you mind help promote more golf? And I'm like, nah, you know what? I'm not interested. Yeah, of course I'm interested. Yeah, we get to talk about golf. Like, the more we get to promote golf, and also talk about, it's the same marketplace. You're going after these, and why not partner up? Because again, at some point, if we have a national, Restoration Golf League annual thing, there's going to be people are going to there's probably going to be education there. There's probably going to be, hey, all of the new equipment that's coming out being, so there's so much synergy there that we're not competing. We have a very good connection there, and it's the same people that all with the similar goal. I mean, they're not even similar, with the same goal: build a stronger industry. More cohesive industry, more like build those stronger relationships. That's so that's kind of why when I was very interested when I was, we actually, because we're based in Southern California, obviously ATI's corporate, headquarters. So we were, our company, ResCon Environmental, we did a sponsorship at the one at their West Coast tour a couple weeks ago. So then it kind of got, I think Jeff was thinking and reached out, and then all of the stuff that's going on, it was just a good, it's a good partnership to work, especially if you're going to run a golf tournament in the restoration world. Yeah, why not? Yes, especially on they're a national, and they're trying to get a national draw, and that's where a more local one, maybe. I mean, if there's not a local league, that's why with us having the Tampa Claims Association, we're doing the South Florida Claims Association, we'll do the Orlando one. but we'll do all of those just because we do have a local presence as well. But because we are now pushing nationally with the RIA and jumping on there. So yeah, no, we're excited because again, it falls right in our wheelhouse of and the people that are golfing. Why not? So I've invited all of our golfers. Hey, if you're going to be there, either come out to the tournament, you represent the golf league, promote the golf league, or golf. So so I'm excited to that. I think I told you this before we jumped on. Would I have ever thought where we would have been when we just went a harebrained idea, and where it's kind of just progressing to is pretty phenomenal. In a short, I mean, we're starting our third season in a span of 2.5 years of where this has gone, and the exposure and what people are seeing. It's pretty cool. People wait or live their whole lives with ideas that don't never take off. And then this one just happened to really grab hold in what a lot of us like to do. Golf. I mean, golf. Actually, it's more than golf. It's that human interaction and building relationships. That's which drawn. It just now happens to be done on the golf course in this organization. So yeah, it's pretty fun. Ask me at the end of April. If I need a vacation, I'll
a vacation.
Well, my exact.
I know, but I get it. Talk about the membership levels and how people can get involved as members in their regions.
Okay. So it's very basic. There's two, it's not really tiers. We were asked to do an annual membership because some of these marketing reps and sales reps, they're just like, I don't want to have to justify one every month. Like, what's this $24.95? And it just hits their budget once at so I think it's $250 a flat rate for the year to be a member of a league now, or $24.95. So you basically save $50 if you go the annual. That money goes to the operation of the golf league, and it keeps the lights on for the most part. Now, eventually, when we have the membership base, absolutely, we'll be able to do better things. Because people are like, why don't we do this? Why don't we do this? I'm like, because this is running as a nonprofit right now, or a not-for-profit, but which is it's grown my business tremendously. So our day job is doing very well because we've implemented this as one of our strategies. So $24.95 a month. Now we also started, so that's for you to be a member of a particular league. Okay. Or we've been asked because a lot of people are regional managers. Well, can I have a traveling membership, but I'm not associated with one particular league? And I said, well, that's a great idea. So those individuals, they get every email though. So that's the where if you're a member of Southern California, you get Southern California information. If you're a traveling member, now with 12 leagues, there's possibly 12 events going on. Now that they may be looking at passing it around to their local sales reps or in their local markets. Fine. I mean, but that's just but if you're involved in Southern California, the question comes is like, well, can I go play in Phoenix? Absolutely. If you're traveling to Phoenix and you see the calendar and you want to go play that golf course with the Restoration Golf League, it's all on the website. You're not locked out of the website because you're only a member of one thing. You can go in and play wherever you want. You're just not really tied to that particular league. But we let people, because that's, again, why not? Like, if I'm taking a vacation to Florida and I want, with the family and I want to golf, hit the membership directory up and go, hey, I'm going to be in Orlando at Disney World, but I have a day. Is there 3 of you want to golf, or anybody want to golf, and what's good out here? So and that's kind of what we would hope happens. And we've seen it happen. We've had guys come out or members come out to Southern California. So that's it. Basic, that pays for, but what it pays for is us to have the T-Box sponsor at the Sacramento Claims, T-Box sponsor at Arizona Insurance Claims next week. So that money goes to driving the industry, driving the league in that particular market. Now, what the beauty of that part is that if, let's say, CNR doesn't want to do their own T-Box, okay, and or it got sold out, and they're like, well, and they can't golf, they're not golfing, and they couldn't get that, and like, well, I want to be a part of it. Well, you're a member of the league. You have every right to come man the booth. Now, I can't have 40 members at the booth. We kind of have to work. It's never happened, but you have that ability. Come talk your business, talk our business, and hopefully we add some members to the group. Okay, so that's the monthly membership. And then what we do on the green fee, so you pay that, and then you pay your green fee based on the course we're playing. But if you don't sign up to play because you can't play, you're just not part of it. So typically we mark up the green fee. So if it's an $80 green fee, we'll mark it up to 90, to about usually about $100. We try to keep it, $20 to $25 we bump up, because that covers the cash prizes or the prizes, if I'm getting a golf bag for the group, then that's so it all covers that payouts, closest to the pin, different things. So those are really the 2 fees that are associated with the golf league. You have your green fees, but then you have your monthly membership, or you have the option of that annual membership of so you only have to talk to your boss once about what's this golf league membership, not 12 times a year. So it makes that a little easier. On the back end, we have been working, once I get full, when I say if I find free time, you'll see on some of the flyers, it says, we have a hole-in-one club partnership. That was basically what we're trying to work on, discount programs for different things. So like the electric eyewear is one of them. We have a 25% off discount for our members there. Subtle Patriot with golf bags. So the members get a discount code when they sign up, or on the emails on a monthly basis. Odin Golf Ball, they're like a private company that they only market to the local smaller leagues.
Okay.
And become official golf ball. So we get, for every dozen golf balls, the league gets some money back. So we're trying to do that on golf stuff, but then also working with IRCRC accredited schools. Well, getting discounts there to just different things that we can work on but that, again, before we started the podcast, that's a full-time job.
I'm sure. I don't doubt it. Okay, we've covered a lot. Keep going. I was going to ask if there was anything else you wanted to add. We've covered a lot, the memberships.
Well, the one question will be like, okay, well, how do I, obviously, where are the leagues? You can jump on the website. It's restorationgolfleague.com. Gives you all of the information on, this league schedules. That's where you sign up to, for your green fees in all of that stuff. LinkedIn is our, Restoration Golf League LinkedIn page is the national page. Every local chapter has their own page to kind of, again, I like to promote the local people and the leagues and all of what the happenings in each one of them. So you'll see me, anything that gets posted on it is me posting on those. So like we'll post if our members are looking for employees, we'll share it on the golf league. If they have an event coming up, we promote that on the golf. Any local industry events that are going on, we promote them on those. So LinkedIn. If that's and then the $1 million question: what if we want a league in our area? Email me. It's peter@restorationgolfleague.com. Tell me your area, or just send me that you're interested. We'll go back and forth. Really what we're looking for is, do you have a market for enough golfers to do something? What does your golf season look like? And then we'll do an interest survey out there to kind of get a feel for it before we even dive too far into it. Because every golfer, in an area, they think we should we have one, and I would love to see it. It just doesn't make sense for the local part of it, not necessarily for us, but the work that would have to be done. So, but as I told you before we jumped on, there's no gimmick. There's no, we're not going to get you in a room after there and try to sell you a timeshare. It's not, there's no, it's literally business network. It's a business networking group in the insurance restoration world that meets on the golf course. It's no hidden agenda, nothing weird.
Yep. Perfect. Okay, restorationgolfleague.com. That's where you can find out if anybody missed that, just in case. And be sure to check out the AGA event that is going to be at the RIA convention, which is April 24th to 26th in Orlando. I'm pretty sure the hotel block's already sold out. So for people who are listening who are not registered yet, get registered and be there. That's going to be a great event. Pete, thank you very much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you at many events this year, and congrats on all your success with the golf league. I know that this has taken off, and I'm impressed that you're doing this and a true full-time job. It's impressive.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. No, and again, thank you for, being persistent on tracking me down to make this happen. So no, thank you.
For more Restoration Today and the latest news, visit our website, cnrmagazine.com, and find the latest episodes of the Restoration Today podcast on your favorite podcasting platform.